remember you guys, we talked about where the sun is in the sky and why we plant certain plants in certain places. So do you guys remember where the sun rises is? Rises in the east, and in the summertime it goes, and where does it set? And what's that direction called? West. So that is south. So this garden bed is always in the sunshine. So we don't want to plant any tall plants in the front because they'll shade out the other plants. That's why we grow our peas on a trellis in the back. So it's a good idea to plant another tall plant in front of that behind the broccoli. So it goes tall, taller, tallest, right? So I've got a couple of tomato plants here that I grew ahead of time for you guys because tomato plants have to be started in like February, March. So Mackay, you're gonna dig a hole right about there. And we want a really deep hole and put the soil over to the side because tomatoes like to be planted very, very deeply. We're gonna pinch out the bottom 3 or 4 of the branches. And then we're gonna plant the tomato that deep because tomatoes, unlike some other plants, they will grow more roots on the stem if they're planted deeply. And in fact, if you look very closely, see all the little white things that are coming out of the stem? Those are future roots. It's already trying to grow more roots like that. Okay, so if I want to plant it that deep, then I need a hole that's that high. And I think we've dug one here. Put it right down to the bottom. And then if you can help me, just push the soil back around and I'll hold it up straight. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a mound and we're gonna draw a donut around it. And this donut is gonna be our watering well. So when we go to fertilize it, we're gonna put all of the water in and it's gonna sit in the well and it's gonna capture the water and the nutrients. And then we are gonna have to stake the tomatoes, but we're gonna do that later. So we found our worm. Here's our worm. What do worms do in the garden? They eat the organic materials down, like all these pieces of straw, and then this is what comes out of the worms, and it's called worm castings. Worm castings is really just worm poop, but it's clean, it's clean. You know, it's good for our garden. So these castings, we're gonna just a little bit sprinkle it around the tomato. Yeah, that's fine. So plant food, this is called Transplanter, and it's got a rooting hormone in it, which is a vitamin for the roots. So it makes the roots grow really fast and really strong. And because I said tomatoes, they're kind of a bit of hoarders of nutrients, we like to give them a little bit extra. We didn't have to do that necessarily with those guys, although I do put this on many of my new plants. So I'm gonna put a little glug in here, just like that. So who would like to do the watering with the vitamins in it? Just pour it on there gently and we'll watch it'll fill up like a donut. There'll be a donut ring of water around it. So if we go like this, and see it's like a moat. Now, so the water is gonna go right down to the roots instead of flowing away from the plant. Okay, so then we're gonna put garden stakes next to this, and as the tomato grows over the next month, you guys can come and tie it to the stake, and then it'll grow really big and strong, and these guys are gonna grow maybe about that big.
White Tk'emlúps and Tk'emlúps. Today I will be teaching you words in Secwépemc from our video. La iska swach. Papeep asa. Papeep asa. Papeep asa. Tlahatnk squaquis. Tlahatnk squaquis. Tlahatnk squaquis. Secwépemc ext. Secwépemc ext. Secwépemc ext. Pus gen mext. Pus gen Tk'emlúps, Tk'emlúps.
These are our marigolds, but these guys keep the bad bugs away and they invite the good guys to come and pollinate the garden.
Oh,
Okay, so we're gonna put a couple, especially around cabbages and broccoli and cauliflower. They keep the cabbage moth away because they don't like the smell. So, but I like the smell. And also it's got a chemical that it releases into the soil that keeps nematodes away. So we're gonna put them just around the broccoli. Dig a hole right where the plant is. If you do this one over here.
Yeah, right there, baby.
Okay, right about there. We take it and we just gently loosen it up. Now put your hands like this, make it, no, like this, one hand, and
Yeah,
separate
open
your
those
fingers.
and there you go.
Like that, okay, and then we put this right in there.
I got it really deep in there.
Look at that,
There
look at
you
the
go.
roots.
I got it really deep in
Okay, then we're gonna do, and then pat it down and cover it up with soil.
Good job, babe. You're being so gentle.
Awesome job. Very good. And make it like it's raining. Let's give the tomatoes some.
We're going to plant potatoes where you just plant the potato and build it up as they grow. As soon as the potato comes out of the ground, like the leaf and everything, you put another layer of soil on top of it. See, these are the eyes. You try to cut them in between so you get just about the same amount of eyes per potato. And you plant those two together. If that one dies, you got that one to come to. Put a hole in the soil. Do that first one about there.
Right here?
Yeah. Then put two in.
2 into the one hole?
Yep. And you do that about every 2 feet, because when these start growing, this bush is going to get this big, and this bush is going to get that big.
So we're not putting one in the middle here?
We will,
Oh, okay.
but you do it that way so when they grow, every 2 feet apart, about every 2 feet, roughly about 2 feet apart, you do that. And you do that all the way down, do the same thing. We'll do one batch all the same. We'll do these red Pontiacs, and then we'll do the gold differently. See, when people throw these away, they're throwing away food. You know that?
Uh-huh.
One of these, if you do it properly, if you got a tire and you fill it up, if you get a tire that high, and at fall time, you take those potatoes out, you get about 150 pounds of potatoes out of these two potatoes.
Okay.
Where that hole is right there, that one down, right to that. Put one in there and finish these ones off. And then we'll put straw along this other one. We'll just put straw on this.
These ones. And we're filling them up with the dirt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Put a layer all the way down.
Okay.
Layer it all the way down. Wet this down.
Mm-hmm.
And after we put these in, and put your hand about halfway down, and you'll stick these potatoes inside it.
So we're putting these in there?
Yeah, put it down that side.
Go down a bit. Okay.
Yeah, cover it up. You won't have dirt on it. You get them as clean as those potatoes that are there.
Another one over here. Should we add more dirt to that side?
Yeah, just about that much. Okay, and
There we go.
just level it out
Okay.
best you can. Try not to rake up the rest of the potatoes in it. And this thing here, just keep putting water to it. But yeah, every time the shoots come up, you just add dirt to it. And this thing, just keep watering it down. Every time you come out to water this garden, you just keep watering it. And every time it comes out, those potatoes, throw another batch of that straw on it. Let it keep coming up. It'll come up pretty high. It's country special. All right.
Patak. Put. Ak. Patak. Achem. 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 Chmalem. Chmalem. Chmalem.